Hey guys, it's Marta. Welcome to my garden. Today I wanted to talk about this border, which is so beautiful. The alliums are blooming, the catmint is blooming, the lupins are blooming. Everything seems to bloom. And today I wanted to talk about the bulbs, the perennials, also the roses that bloom in this border. Let's begin. This border has been a work in progress for me for many years. I tried planting some plants that I knew that worked together, but then I tried new ones. Like I tried one lupin one time, and when I saw how the lupin looked with the alliums, I was like, I need more of them. So I'm trying to change. Every year I'm changing something, but this border looks for me, it's so English garden, it's so lush, it's so full of color, and the pollinators love it. When I created this border, my idea was to have flowers in every part of the year. So in the spring we start with tiny splashes of crocus flowers, that is in March. Then we have a lot of tulips and the emerging perennials. But those, when you look at the border, it looks very scarce, I would say, or not that much is happening. But then the perennials are bulking up and now we can see their full potential. So we're having a lot of blooms. This year is very strange. Everything is blooming at once. Normally we would have now the catmint, the alliums, the lupins and the sweet rocket. Maybe iris, but then we would have the roses. But as you can see, Rose de Salvia is already blooming. All of my roses are in almost blooming. Some of them are opening their flowers. So this year will be different. We'll have everything all at once, which I'm not that happy about, because I like those parts of the year that we have roses in different part of the year than the alliums. But this year is different. We have to enjoy it too. But it looks so beautiful, like true English garden. Love it. The first plant I get most questions about are the alliums. This variety is called Globemaster. This is the variety that started my whole adventure with alliums. I believe it is the most beautiful. Of course, everyone likes something different, but this is my favorite. So all of them are Globemasters. I plant my alliums in the fall and then I leave them in the ground. I've never dug any of my alliums. Those on my left are there, have been there for 15 years. So from one bulb I have smaller flowers now, but around 20 flowers from one bulb. Of course, you can dig them in the fall, early fall, and you can divide them and plant them in different positions. But I think I have too much work, so I leave them in the ground. And I really like that some of them are smaller and the newer planted ones are the bigger ones, and I always have the opportunity to plant some in the fall. One of my favorite plants to be the neighbors of my alliums are the lupins. I absolutely love them. The only thing in common that they have is the color. The texture of the leaves is totally different. The flowers are different. Somehow it works, and I really like this combination, and paired with my catmint that is very crazy and it's very whimsical, I think it looks perfect. So I've been planting more and more lupins. Some of them don't want to live in my garden and sometimes they die, but the one there has been here for I think 8 years and is very, very happy. So I have no idea why some of them don't like the position. So one of the plants you can see here is Iris cibrica, but I think I will exchange that for the beautiful big iris flowers, because the blooms last for a very short period of time and I'm not that happy with that result. Plus the foliage, which is beautiful and it's whimsical grass-like, but it is spreading on my other plants and it's giving too much shade to them. So the backdrop of this border, besides the wall, but this one is called Sweet Rocket, so Hesperis matronalis. This is a biennial a plant that blooms with beautiful white, purple or lilac flowers. It has incredible scent. It reminds me of cloves and cinnamon, and the pollinators love it. Now it's starting to the flowers are almost spent, so I will cut them back a bit and they will bloom for me again. Sometimes I can get even 4 flushes of blooms, but normally 3 times. But you need to cut them. If you want them to seed themselves, please leave one plant that you really like and was very healthy and let it seed itself. It doesn't seed for me in the summer, which it should, but it seeds for me, self-seeds for me, and the plants emerge in the spring. But then, because it's biennial, so you will have to have 1 year of this plant in the leaf form, and in the next year it will bloom for you. So it's always good to either sow yourselves some seeds in the summer, so June, or let them seed themselves, and then you'll have a constant supply of flowers for yourself. So this rose you can see here, I forgot that I had it here. It wasn't that happy, it was just there, growing but not flowering too much. I've had 2 different roses that were killed by some kind of mole, and I was really unhappy. I planted another rose, but this one emerged and started flowering last year, and this year the amount of flowers is 3 times the amount that was last year. So Rose Little Biak was the underdog of this border, and I'm really happy with this surprise. And I love the scent, I love the color, and I'm always happy with this kind of surprises. Another biennial I wanted to show you is Foxglove, and Foxglove is a biennial. So if you want Foxgloves in your garden next year, you would have to sow them this June, early summer. It's the best, then you will have the best plants, and then they will be only leaves for this year. Then you plant them in their position in the fall, so September would be great. Then you will see for the winter, you will see only leaves, and in May or maybe early June, you will have the flowers next year. If you think about biennials, you will think that they only last for 2 years, which is not always true. Sometimes it is, but this foxglove has been here. This is its 4th year, so it can be a short-lived perennial, which is kind of confusing, but it's a happy confusion. It has a lot of flowers. It's a beautiful white foxglove. The one in the front is called Dalmatian Peach, I believe, and I saw those last year in June, and they have incredible color. I really love those salmony, peachy shades of flowers. Of course, the next thing on this wall will be the clematis. These are the Viticella types, but I'm hoping for them to bloom later because everything now is blooming. So I'm hoping for some more flowers later in the year. I will be trying to get out of this border and I will show you more blooms. So next flower in this border that is blooming now is my iris. I really love them. Their flowers are so rich, so different from the alliums, but somehow it works, and I really like how they look like. I do not know the varieties because I just bought them as the blue iris or purple iris, so the variety is not known. But I really love them. I love the scent, I love how the flowers look, and they last longer than the iris sibirica. So the front of the border is my catmint. This catmint, that I do not know the variety because this is the oldest catmint I've had in my garden, bought just as catmint. But if you're looking for nice varieties of catmint, Persian blue is wonderful. I had that have that in the front border. Walker's Low, a bit also compact but bigger than Persian blue and has a tendency to flop. I think that when you prune with Chelsea top your catmint, it is less prone to have this hole in the middle, but varieties, very compact ones like Persian blue or cat's pajamas are definitely better if you want one clump that is not having this hole in the middle. Okay, let's move to another part of this border. I'll show you my salvias. This salvia is my favorite salvia of all time. It's called April Night, and I really love it, mostly because it starts blooming early. It has very stiff stems. If you have ever grown salvias, you will know that some of them have so much tendency to flop all over the place. This one always stays upright, is very stiff, and I really love that. Because it blooms very early and then I prune it right to the ground, I can expect at least 3 blooming periods from her, but sometimes even 4. Last year it bloomed early and this year I'm expecting the same. So very long period of blooming. Of course the first one is the most robust one and it looks like now you are just really impressed with this. But then the other blooming periods are there is less flowers, but still you get a lot of color in the border. So definitely my favorite. I hope we'll make a video with all of the salvias that we have in the garden, but if I was to choose one, this would be the. As you can see in this picture, I'm a bit obsessed with salvia, so I have a lot of varieties. They will all bloom, I think, in a week time, and I hope I will make a video about all of the varieties that I have. But behind me you can see a color that is maybe not matching to the whole thing, and it's more salmony. This is a plant I really like. So this is a perennial poppy. It was supposed to be the variety called Patty's plum, which it wasn't. I've had it only once, and I'm trying to get my hands on the Patty's plum poppy. And whenever I buy it and everyone says, yes, this will be it, and then I get a red one or a different one. And once I got this one, it is a beautiful salmon color, peach color, and I really liked it. Maybe it's not in the vibe of the whole space, but I left it. It's 5 years old now, and I really like this different splash of color here. It just changes the vibe for a second. So what will bloom here later? Later we'll have the roses, we'll have the phlox, we have some hydrangeas, we have some sedums. So I'm always trying to incorporate some other plants that will give us color during the rest of the season. And some of the perennials I will also shear back to the ground, and they will also give us more color. So more color from salvias, from catmint in the next part of the year, and of course the clematis. Okay guys, let me know in the comments which plant combinations were your favorite. Did you find any inspiration in those colors, maybe the textures, maybe some plants just speak to you through this screen? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you have some favorite varieties of the plants I've showed. Maybe you have something you want to recommend to others who are watching the channel. If you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one on Saturday. Bye!